My name's James. This is my story. I grew up in a Christian home. My mum and dad always took me to church, and I did a few camps when I was younger. Really enjoyed activities and things like that, and always really considered myself to be a Christian. But it was only when I was 16 that I realised that I'd just been living off my parents' faith until then. I'd never really sat down and asked Jesus to come to me personally and to make a difference in my life. So at that point I decided that I did want this and that I wanted to know Jesus and to follow him. I guess not a lot really changed in my life. I went to uni a couple years later, and at uni I was in a flat with 7 non-Christian guys, and they were into usual uni stuff. Like there was a lot of beer all the time and quite a lot of weed in the flat, and so there were temptations in that to mirror that lifestyle, and to an extent I began to. But it was only because of a friend of mine called Arlington, who was the first guy who really challenged me on what my life looked like to someone who would observe it, to see that even though I called myself a Christian, I wasn't living something that you would identify as a Christian life. The biggest change is like a recommitment to that initial thought when I was 16 that it wasn't my own faith, and I realised then that I needed to make it my own, but then never actually did anything about it until I was about 19. So after that, like, I really took hold of it. I realised that church wasn't something that I just needed to go to and sit on a Sunday morning, but that I needed to be involved in and to take the opportunity to give into other people's lives, and not just to be a consumer in the church, but to try and be a benefit to other people. As well as that, like, I've been thinking about what God's gifts have been to me, and how I should use my life, and rather than just really, I guess, selfishly thinking, like, what do I want my life to look like in 5 or 10 years, and seeing how I can most quickly and easily get there. Just being a change from selfishness to Christ. God being the God of all comfort and giving us such abundant comfort that it overflows into the lives of others. God is able to impact others' lives through ours. My name's James. This is my story. I'll be a light.